Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're back with some more ranked. Season is ending today, I think. But we'll show our results after the season ends. Got another video for that coming out. I don't quite remember how the draft for this game went. I think it was a first pick Finks or something, and they went Gus and Buster, and we went Bo and Hank. We get a nice pinch off with the Hank to clear out the Buster, while Finks is holding his lane. That's the thing with this map, it's so spawn trappy. You just kind of get control once, and there's nothing they can really do to break out. Like, there's literally nothing they can do. We got bow mines, as you can see from the Gus getting absolutely tapped. We have range advantage on them. It's not like Amber can hit some nice shots either. She just really relies on range. Difficult to push in with a hypercharge. Buster finally gets his hypercharge and doesn't even manage to kill the Hank with his super. Finks is, up in their base, going crazy. And we have all the gems, so we're just back, safe. Pretty quick and easy first game. I think like 10-0'd them. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we're in the second match. We had a pretty solid first game, and so we look to just repeat that again. Hopefully we win mid. We do win mid here again. Hank wins his lane, so now we have control of mid and one lane, which is pretty nice. Looks like Finks was sad about losing his lane. Happens a lot sometimes. Yeah, he knows Buster did kill the Finks here, and I look to take him out. Buster is just hiding in here too much. Probably goes down to the mine. And Gus is missing his shots. The mines take him down. And we're getting our control back after a couple good plays. After getting a few kills on them. And so now again we have control. Hank is pushing them back. Finks is low, but he still got some pressure too. I got my mines out. And I'm really spacing really well here, keeping them at bay, and so is this Finks. Just chilling. We 10-0'd them again here. Finks doesn't actually go down there. That's kind of crazy. I thought for sure he'd be dead. And still stays up. We completely dominated this. Probably the quickest gem grab you could have. But yeah, let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we're in the next one. This one was a pretty interesting draft. I think it was an RT first pick, and then they went Lumi, Gus or Mandy, I think, and then we went Sprout and Angelo. And we managed to push back the Gus. Look to help our teammates with his lane too. Heal up a bit. We know Gus probably has his big shot soon, so we put our wall down to push him back. All lanes are winning. We have solid control. Looks like RT is pushed back a bit while I look to help the Angelo with the Lumi. Can't really do much there though, and Gus lands a nice shot on us. Yeah. Angelo, I think with his peer should definitely be winning this matchup, especially with my help here. I'm pressuring his lane and he's just kind of missing the needed shots to kill. Gus puts his shield down. I wait for it to decay. Juke the Mandy shot. Put a nice wall down to kind of corner them out. Pop my hypercharge because somehow we have it in the very first round. And unfortunately, I look to kill the Lumi, but Gus does get his shield, so it's all for Vayne. And we do end up losing that there. Really needed the Angelo to land, a few shots in the endgame there. It doesn't really matter what we do here unless we pick off a kill. RT gets really close to picking off a kill. But all that matters really is the endgame, because that's when the game is decided. All of this is just to stay up and farm our hypercharges. We know Mandy has her super, so we look to juke it. Hopefully not die here. And oof, super comes in, hypercharge from the Gus. Doesn't really do much though. We managed to stay alive. I think this is probably the ideal lanes where we have RT into the Lumi because neither of them can really do anything against each other, and Angelo and me into the Gus and Mandy. We look to get the kill onto the Lumi, very nice from the RT to complete, and I super to protect him, but it doesn't really work out. Solid Pierce from the Angelo do take down the Mandy, and now it's a 2v1, and so I'm just sitting here tossing walls, or shooting projectiles at the walls, and we do manage to take the second one. That's what I mean by the end game is the only thing that matters. Just pick up a quick kill at the end. That's all you can do. This is pretty sad, honestly. Like, there's nothing we can do. Oof. Looks like Angelo does get caught by the Lumi super. And now it's a 2v3 here. Looking pretty lost. Not much we can do. You can't really push into a Lumi because of her Morning Stars and her shield. Oop. And yeah, looks like that was covered, but we do trade with the Lumi in a 2v3. Not ideal because now it's a 2v1, and that's harder to win. But honestly, a 2v3 is pretty unwinnable anyway. So, yeah. Just waiting for the RT to lose here. They have hypercharges and supers. And they take the first game. Let's head into the second one. Alright guys, we are in the second match. Just kind of need to see some better performance from our team, I think. Dying in a 2v3, obviously not ideal. And the end game, you know, gameplay needs to be a bit better as well. Very solid. We do finish off the Lumi, so now it's a 2v3, and we basically win this round. At higher levels, there's almost no way you lose a 2v3, unless it's into like straight hard counters. And yeah, we just look to finish off the Gus. Pretty solid. When you pick off that early kill, that's all you really need to win the round. I put down my super early to prevent Lumi from putting both her Morning Stars down. So now even if she does kind of super, doesn't really do much. We juke the Mandy super as well. RT pushing the Gus back. We're all doing well. Unfortunately, Angelo misses his shot again and he goes low. Really need to be seeing some better gameplay, I think, from him there. And he shoots the wall. Probably just looking to heal or not. Pop my hypercharge because I wanted the Gus, but unfortunately he gets his shield. It's important to realize there that if you pop your hypercharge and trigger the RT mark, you could kill the Gus. Unfortunately, he did get his shield, and we do get some crazy shots off. We are absolutely tapping. We push them back so far, juking the shots, getting value. We wall them in again here, hitting some crazy shots, and basically single-handedly win this round for our team again. Pretty solid. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are in the third and final game. Hopefully we take this win here. We really need our teammates to step up here. Last game we only won because, you know, got that early first kill onto Lumi at the start. And then I made some crazy 1v3 plays to push them back with some great walls. But honestly, they're kind of inconsistent, those kinds of plays. Very difficult to pull off at higher levels. And so we look to just take things slower. RT gets some very nice pressure to push them back. Very solid. Angelo's, you know, can't really do much to push into a Lumi. Unfortunately, we do go down. We didn't time the Mandy shots. We didn't realize she was close enough to super, and we do go down there. And kind of throw the first round. Not ideal. Got too aggressive, trying to carry. I should have just trusted my teammates there, I think. And maybe should have just kind of, yeah, not fed supers. And so we look to do that here, probably. Yeah, not much we can really do against the Mandy unless we bounce walls off. But again, it's just kind of like a stalemate. We can't really gain much pressure into the Mandy. Mandy can't really gain much into us either if we just hide behind walls. She does have hypercharge though, so it's not looking too great, honestly. And she does go for the hypercharge, does take me down as well. RT gets hit, she gets another hypercharge, and this is looking pretty bad. Kind of lost this game right there. Not ideal for sure, but actually Angelo gets some very nice Pierce to even things up. Wow. Okay, so this is still definitely winnable. He hits another Pierce, very solid. We just need one 4K onto that Lumi and she's dead. Very nice, gets the kill onto her as well and takes out the Gus. Very solid from the Angelo, I think. Definitely making up for all the previous rounds there. Enemy team is mad at each other. We look to get the bounce off. It's really hard to get a bounce at like a 180-degree angle. But we do get our shield or our little wall. And we look to hit the Gus, but we actually miss all our shots against him. Not great. And we look to put down another wall. One thing with Sprout Supers is you can cycle them ever since the gadget rework. Gus goes for an early hypercharge, kind of wasted, doesn't even super with it. Again, we pick up the wall and we have our hypercharge, so this is looking a lot better. Don't want to be feeding the Mandy too many of those shots. I put a sad face because that was not ideal. We have our hypercharges and our supers. So we just need to be waiting for overtime here, which is looking close. Unfortunately, RT gets hit by the Lumi super there. Not ideal. We look to clean out the Mandy. Somehow she stays alive. Oh, Gus gets a super. Angelo's in the corner. I don't have the damage to take him down. And this is looking like game over. Very close. Quite unfortunate. Very close game. But anyway, guys, let's head into the next one. Alright, guys, we are in the next game. We're up against the exact same teammates we had last time. In Masters, it doesn't show you this though, and I wasn't paying attention to the battle cards, so I didn't really realize this at the time. If I did, I might have tried a bit harder. But I forgot how the draft went. I think it was a Sprout last pick, ironically. And Carl, gets away from the Sprout very quickly. Mandy goes for the super, misses it. Sprout gets the kill onto the Mandy, very nice. Now we don't need to have so much pressure. But we can still stay up because we still do have this room. But they look to push into us and we don't want to feed them a kill. We can just sit back and hide, play the very boring game. And you guys can watch us hide in a corner for 2 minutes. I'm sure that's very interesting. Sweet goes for a 4K. I look to assist. Belt's gadget going nowhere. We're just kind of, farming our super. We have our super. Sprout gets a nice block off, and we kill the Carl. We look to take down the Mandy here as well. Get a solid kill. And yeah. Things are looking pretty solid, We still have control, or we still have even map. We have stars to our names, so 2 of us can die. Sprout gets a very solid super off. I guess Carl didn't realize that Sprout can actually super you out. Very difficult, but it is possible. And Sprout, again, picks up his wall. That's one thing with the new gadget rework. Again, you can always have your walls. Very solid. Bell goes down. We go for a wild pull because, it's the end of the game. We have tons of value. We go down. It doesn't even matter. Because we just have so many stars and we're up so much. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we're in the next one. We just gotta do the same thing again. Our team's really killing it. I'm really killing it. Really destroying these enemies. Carl goes down instantly. Not very well played by him. Got too greedy for that blue. And yeah, we just kind of need to chill back, We have the star lead. We just look to farm our Gene Super. They can't really push into a Sprout and a Squeak. The control is too much. Juke that Mandy Super. And yeah, we just kind of sit here. Carl, we don't want to feed him any shots. We outrange him. He can't really land any shots on us. And if he gets a super, it could be bad because he has the Engage gadget. So we just kind of like sit here and chill. We don't want to feed him any shots, but we do want our own super because we can cancel his super with our super or Sprout super. So we just look to charge ours up and, don't charge his up. I look to get a bit greedy for a kill. Might be debating my team here. They go greedy for that Sprout, I think, over there. Carl goes in, but, he can't juke. He goes down there. Just go for a little pull onto the bell. Grab another kill while we're at it. And I walk up. Got a little greedy for this Mandy here, I think. She could easily just walk away. Bell going for another bounce. Carl goes in but doesn't use his super. He doesn't realize that Sprout can literally just pick up the wall again and he goes down for nothing. Yeah. Couldn't quite capitalize on that Squeak gadget. That was a great gadget by Squeak. Really pinched the Mandy, and if we were a bit better, we could have capitalized on that. Carl super coming in. We get the kill anyway with the Gene super, and our team just completely wipes the enemies. That's what I was saying, like Gene super, Sprout super, they can both cancel. Anyway, very nice to get revenge on these randoms from last game. Pretty much 100-0'd them as well. 0 kills to their name, but anyway guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.